Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into your reading for the full moon in Aquarius. So let's just dive right into what full moon energy is. Full moon energy is this culmination energy. It's like this spotlight energy. It's a great time to celebrate. It's a great time to focus on a particular area of your life, guided by the moon phase. So right now the moon is full in the sign of Aquarius. The Aquarian energy is all about change. It's all about revolution. It's all about humanitarianism. What are we here to do as a collective, for the collective? And in keeping with that, I'm changing things up a little bit here. So for those of you who are not new, hello, welcome back in. Thank you for being here. We're changing things up. You're going to notice that there's going to be individual videos for each alignment. And the full moon in Aquarius wasn't satisfied with just leaving that as the change. It also wanted to change which reading it wants to align the advice to. So for this reading in particular, and those who are not new, for those who are new, welcome in. I'll explain in just a minute what we're doing here. We are going to be looking at the advice for where the moon shows up in your birth chart. Okay, I'll get to that in just a second, but let me finish the intro here. So the moon is full on August 11th, and this lunar phase, this advice, this energy that's in play here is going to be relevant until September 10th. So it's about a month long of advice here for you with this full moon, with a celebration of the humanitarian energy, the revolution energy, this celebration of why are we here and what did we come here to do? So, where was the moon when you were born? Well, if you've never run your birth chart before, don't worry. There's a link in the description. It takes you through a step-by-step tutorial, or you can just click on the link that I've provided to the birth chart generator and you just enter in your birth data. If you don't know your birth time, please watch my How to Find Your Birth Time tutorial video. Go ahead and put in the effort to find your birth time so that you can go ahead and play along with some of the conversations that are popping up more and more and more in our culture as we start to really understand how much about ourselves and our energies can really be revealed through the working with the chart. Okay, so once you put in your information into the birth chart generator, you're going to be looking for the third chart on Cafe Astrology's site that lists the houses that all of the planets are in. It looks like this. Okay, so here's an example chart here. You're going to just check where it says moon and then see what house it is in. Roman numerals, so you may need to figure out what Roman numeral is applicable for you. So right here it says moon in X. You can ignore MC for now. You don't need to know what that means. X stands for 10. So this person's going to watch the video that is for the 10th house, moon in 10th house. Okay. You're going to watch whatever video aligns with your moon in whatever house it was in when you were born based on this chart. If you have questions, please just reach out to me. Send me your birth data information, birth chart information, images of your birth chart, and I will tell you which reading is relevant for you if for some reason you are having trouble figuring it out, okay? You can always support me by commenting on the videos, sharing my site, my page with anyone that you think would be aligned to what it is that I offer. You can support me financially at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Link is in the description. And you can also check out my website, devotedandvulnerable.com/services. You can get a reading with me there. And you can support me in all sorts of fun things that I have going on that site as well. Okay. And with that, let's get into the individual readings. Hello, fifth house. So the moon was in the fifth house when you were born. What does that mean? Well, first, what does the moon placement in your chart mean? The moon represents your emotions. So the sign that the moon was in when you were born represents the expression of your emotions. The house that the moon was in when you were born represents the area of your life that the expression of your emotions come out to play. So you have your emotions in your fifth house. Best place to have any energy, I think, because the fifth house is the house of pleasure. It's the house of fun and games. It's the house of hobbies, first child, and casual vibes. The fifth house is ruled by the sign of Leo and the sun. So that's the energy that we're in right now. And it's really this fun, carefree, beautiful energy. So when it comes to how you have fun, how you seek pleasure, how you go after your hobbies, your emotions are a big, big part of your fun, of your hobbies, of your casual vibes, we'll call it. Hopefully some of you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that. Yeah. So your emotions are tied into those kinds of exchanges, and then they express in that place of your life, the fun and games part of your life. So let's see what the full moon in Aquarius wanted you to know about your emotions and this part of your life. We're going to use the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. And we're just going to find out what this full moon in Aquarius wants the fifth house moons to know. Okay. This is a big message. This is the second time we've received this card. Well, I've received this card. So we're going to talk about shielding yourself. Okay, here's the card. And it says, protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. So you want to shield yourself. Shielding yourself is a really easy process. On the card, it just says, envision yourself surrounded by healing light. So I'm going to just guide you through a little practice with that right now. Just close your eyes and allow yourself to feel that there is a circle of light surrounding your body. And we're also going to expand this light out. Imagine that you're in a big room and this light is all around this room. And inside this room, I want you to pull in your hobbies, the things you do for pleasure, the things you do for fun, and just pull in objects, people that come to mind when I'm talking about this area of your life. And I also want you to imagine that your hobbies are protected, your games, your fun, your pleasure, your interests are all protected by this light, okay? And then I'm just going to invite you to ask this light, and you can say this in your head or out loud, dear healing light, please protect me and my hobbies and my pleasure from harsh or fear-based energies. Thank you so much for this protection. And then you can just open your eyes when you're ready. That's a quick shielding, envisioning exercise, okay? There's a very important reason that the full moon in Aquarius wants you to be shielding yourself right now. I would imagine that there's something, some hobby that you're doing that has somebody else's opinions wrapped up in it, and you need to kind of clear your energy of that. Maybe something that you really were excited about and then you're no longer excited about because somebody hurt you about it. Something like this. Or what you find pleasurable is for some reason not supported by somebody else, as long as it's not harming anybody, right? But for some reason, there's like somebody else's opinion in here, because we're talking about emotions, right? And it feels like your emotions when it comes to your hobbies, when it comes to your pleasure, they've been kind of infiltrated by fear-based or harsh energies that aren't yours, or maybe they are yours. Maybe you have, that voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough. Sometimes we don't even need it to come from somebody else. If it came from somebody else enough when we were growing up as kids, we'll actually just continue to do that to ourselves as adults. So shield yourself from these kinds of thoughts, these fear-based energies, these harsh energies when it comes to specifically your emotions, about the things you get excited about, your hobbies. I am diving into astrology, and I freaking love it. And I tell some people about it and they just don't get it. It doesn't light them up. They don't believe in it. They don't think that the cycles of the planets have any influence on our lives at all, which is fine. But if I let that take away my excitement for it, then I'm doing myself a disservice. So if I was very sensitive to their criticism, I would need to protect myself from that criticism so that I can continue pursuing my hobby, pursuing what's giving me so much joy and pleasure. And that's really the advice here for you. Go pursue what brings you joy and pleasure, especially because this is where your emotions are. Your emotions need to express themselves through fun, through pleasure, through games, through things that just bring you joy. And harsh and fear-based energies are getting in your way. The answer to that is to just shield yourself. Full moon in Aquarius energy is about why we came here. You came here to emotionally have fun, to emotionally invest yourself in some sort of hobby and some sort of pleasure, something that you get pleasure out of, singing, dancing, art. I don't know what, you know what it is for you. I don't. That's the beauty of these readings and the way that I intend they be received. You know these answers more than I do. I'm not all up in your energy. I'm tapping into it. I'm getting the general guidance for you, and I'm hoping and I'm intending that my general guidance is going through to you and you're actually like, bing, 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 bing. Oh, I know what she's talking about. Please go ahead and write down what it is that I'm talking about. Whatever you got pinged, whatever you're like, oh, I think it's this thing, or I think it's this thing. Write that down and then visualize yourself being shielded by it. I would do this in the morning and at night all month. Yeah, I know that's a lot. I am a lot. I like to give homework assignments that are a little intense. Well, actually, for the homework assignments I could give, this is not intense at all, but I can understand the time commitment seems a little extreme. But this took like what? Less than a minute to sit and close your eyes and visualize this light and ask it to protect you. It's not that much, okay? Try to do it every day, morning and at night. Shield yourself. Protect your joys and enjoy your month. Yeah, that's all I got for you, my beautiful fifth housers. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.